I never thought I'd live to see the day when the sky would darken not from storm clouds, but from ships. Vast, otherworldly vessels that sliced through the atmosphere with terrifying precision, casting long shadows over the cities and fields of Earth. It was on an otherwise unremarkable Tuesday that our lives changed forever. The day began like any other, with the mundane routines that comprised our daily existence. Commutes filled with the same old radio tunes, the clatter of keyboards in office spaces, and the laughter of children, oblivious to the fate that loomed overhead. The arrival was abrupt, the silence that followed deafening. Millions of eyes turned skyward, fixated on the impossible silhouettes that blotted out the sun. Questions ricocheted around the globe, a cacophony of confusion and fear that drowned out all reason. Who were they? What did they want? But deep down, in a place we seldom dare to acknowledge, we knew. Invaders, conquerors, beings from beyond our little blue speck who had traversed the unfathomable distances of space, not to extend the hand of friendship, but to claim what was ours. As the first of their ships descended, touching down with an elegance that belied their sinister intent, a paralyzing terror took hold. Governments scrambled jets, mobilized troops. But what chance did our conventional arms stand against those who commanded the stars? The initial broadcasts, filled with demands for surrender and obedience, were met with resistance, a defiance born of desperation. Yet, as cities fell and hope dwindled, that defiance seemed futile. Amid the chaos, I found myself standing at the precipice of despair, gazing up at the alien craft that hovered ominously above. Little did I know, as I stood there, a witness to the end of the world as we knew it, that I would soon become a part of something greater, a resistance, fueled not by the hope of victory, but by the sheer, unyielding will to survive. And in that moment of revelation, I vowed not to go quietly into the night. For as long as I drew breath, I would fight. The ruins of what used to be a bustling marketplace served as a stark reminder of the devastation wrought upon us. It was here, amidst the rubble and the remnants of shattered lives, that I first came face to face with our invaders. The encounter was unexpected, a mere twist of fate that placed me on the path of a scouting party. The aliens, towering beings encased in armor that shimmered with a sinister gleam, moved through the debris with an unsettling grace, their weapons humming with a power that spoke of obliteration. I remember freezing, my heart hammering in my chest, as I watched them from my hiding spot behind a crumbled wall. The logical part of my mind screamed to remain hidden, to wait out their patrol and live to see another day. But as they approached a group of survivors, huddled and defenseless, something within me snapped. Perhaps it was the sight of a child among them, or maybe it was the sheer injustice of our predicament. Whatever the reason, I could not, in good conscience, stand by and watch. Drawing on every scrap of courage I possessed, I emerged from my hiding place, my movements deliberate and noiseless. I had no grand plan, armed only with a makeshift weapon, a pipe, a laughable threat to their advanced technology, but it was all I had. My attack was a desperate act, fueled by adrenaline and an overwhelming desire to protect those who could not protect themselves. To my utter astonishment, the element of surprise was on my side. The first alien fell, struck by the pipe with a force born of desperation, its armor cracking under the unexpected assault. The others turned, their weapons ready, but they had not anticipated human resistance to be so audacious. That skirmish, brief as it was, ended with the aliens retreating. I'd like to say it was a victory, but the cost was palpable in the air, heavy with the scent of fear and the harsh reality of our situation. Yet, in that moment, something changed within me. The encounter had ignited a spark, a realization that though we were outmatched and outgunned, we were not without strength. Our will to survive, to fight for every inch of our world, was a weapon as formidable as any. As I helped the survivors to their feet, their eyes reflecting a mix of fear and newfound respect, I knew this was only the beginning. My actions, reckless though they might have been, had set me on a path from which there was no return. I was no longer a mere bystander in this invasion. I had become a participant, a resistor, and in the days to come, I would learn just how powerful that resistance could be. In the aftermath of that harrowing first encounter, the ashes of my former life still swirling around me, I stumbled upon the nascent heart of humanity's defiance. It was not in some grand military installation, as one might expect, but rather nestled within the bowels of an abandoned subway system. Here, beneath the earth, the resistance had found its pulse. A motley crew of survivors, each bearing the scars of our shared nightmare, had come together under a singular banner of rebellion. Among them were veterans, weary from battles past yet undeterred by the prospect of this new war. Scientists whose minds buzzed with strategies to counter our otherworldly foes, and ordinary citizens whose spirits had not been crushed by the invasion but instead ignited with a fierce resolve. It was within this underground sanctuary that I found my purpose, my voice in the chorus of humanity's counterattack. My role within the resistance took shape almost organically, born out of necessity and the skills I had honed in a life that seemed a distant memory. And with a background in engineering and a knack for improvisation, I found myself at the forefront of planning sabotage missions, striking at the alien occupiers with the sharp sting of guerrilla tactics. Our strikes were calculated and precise, designed to disrupt and demoralize, rather than engage in open combat. A game of shadows and whispers against an enemy that believed itself invincible. Our first operation was audacious, targeting an alien supply convoy as it navigated the ruins of what was once a bustling urban center. Hidden among the debris, our team waited with bated breath as the convoy approached. A series of explosive charges would incapacitate the vehicles, allowing us to swoop in, seize what technology and resources we could, and disappear before the aliens could mount a counterattack. As the convoy entered our trap, I felt a surge of adrenaline like never before. The charges detonated with precision, and chaos erupted among the alien ranks. We moved as one, a seamless unit born of disparate parts, each member playing their role with unwavering focus. The operation was a success, a testament to human ingenuity and the power of unity in the face of adversity. This victory, though small in the grand scheme, served as a beacon for others. News of our ambush spread like wildfire, inspiring more to join our cause. Our ranks swelled not just with fighters, but with those who could support the resistance and myriad other medics, engineers, tacticians, all found a home within our growing rebellion. In the darkness of the subway tunnels, among the faces of those who had lost everything yet refused to give up, I found hope. We were a diverse tapestry of humanity, united by our determination to reclaim our world, and in that unity, we found our strength. The resistance had taken shape, a formidable force not just in arms but in spirit, a testament to the indomitable will of humankind. In the relentless chess game between humanity and the invaders, we were pawns scrambling in the dark, until a flicker of light pierced through the shadows, heralding the turning point of our struggle. It was during a reconnaissance mission, deep within the skeletal remains of a city that once throbbed with life, that serendipity, or perhaps fate, guided me to a discovery that would alter the course of our resistance. Hidden beneath the rubble of what used to be a research facility, my team uncovered a downed alien drone, not much larger than a small dog. It was an inconspicuous find, easily overlooked, yet it pulsed with an otherworldly energy that beckoned us close. As an engineer, my curiosity was piqued. This was technology beyond our understanding, but it was technology nonetheless, which meant it could be understood, replicated, or, in our case, exploited. With meticulous care, we extracted the drone from its earthen tomb and transported it back to our makeshift lab, where the real work began. Night after night, I pored over the drone's circuitry, its materials, its very essence. It was a puzzle of cosmic proportions, each piece unlocking a fraction of understanding, until, finally, the eureka moment arrived. The vulnerability wasn't in their armor or weapons. It was in their reliance on a specific frequency for communication and control. A frequency that, when jammed, rendered their technology as useful as scrap metal. It was a flaw so fundamental, yet so overlooked, that it seemed almost too good to be true. Armed with this knowledge, we devised a plan. If we could disrupt the aliens' communications during battle, we could sow confusion in their ranks, making them vulnerable. The idea was audacious, requiring precision and a bit of the very ingenuity that defines our. The first test of our newfound weapon was nothing short of miraculous. In a skirmish on the outskirts of what we once called home, we activated the jammer. The effect was instantaneous. The alien drones, once a synchronized swarm of death, faltered, crashed, or turned aimlessly in the sky. The invaders, so dependent on their machines, were left disoriented, scrambling for control. Hope that most human of sentiments blossomed within our ranks. Word of our victory, of the chink in the armor of our seemingly invincible foe, spread like wildfire. From the ashes of despair, we found the strength to stand, to fight, to believe in the possibility of reclaiming our world. This discovery was not just a tactical advantage. It was a symbol. It reminded us that no enemy is insurmountable, that within the vast indifferent cosmos, humanity's resolve, our ability to think, adapt, and overcome, is our greatest asset. The tide was turning, and for the first time since the dark day the skies filled with alien ships. We dared to hope for a future where Earth was once again our own. As the revelation of the aliens' vulnerability spread among the ranks of humanity's resistance, a palpable shift in morale swept through our underground enclaves and hidden strongholds. The once overwhelming shadow of defeat began to recede, replaced by a burning ember of defiance that grew into a blazing beacon of resolve. It was within this crucible of renewed hope that we forged our plan for the final stand, a daring assault that would leverage our newfound advantage to deliver a decisive blow to the alien invaders. Strategy was audacious in its simplicity. Disrupt the alien command network, plunging their forces into disarray, then strike at their command ship, the heart of the invasion force orbiting our battered planet. As the engineer who had unlocked the secret to their vulnerability, I found myself thrust into the spotlight, my knowledge now the linchpin of our resistance's last gamble for freedom. Preparation for the assault was a feverish affair. Workshops and labs buzzed around the clock, crafting the devices that would jam the aliens' communications. Every available hand played a part, whether in construction, planning, or training for the battle ahead. Amidst the whirlwind of activity, I worked tirelessly, testing and refining our technology until it was as ready as it would ever be. The night before the assault, the air was thick with anticipation. I moved among my fellow resistance fighters, offering words of encouragement, though my heart was a tumult of nerves and resolve. We were a tapestry of humanity, united by a common cause, and though we faced the unknown, we did it. As dawn broke, casting a fragile light over a world on the brink, we initiated our plan. The jamming devices were activated, sending ripples through the alien communications network as our forces launched their assault. The effect was immediate and profound. Alien drones fell from the sky like autumn leaves, their ground forces stalled, directionless without the guiding hand of their command. I led a contingent of our bravest souls in a desperate charge towards the location, where we would enact the final phase of our plan. The alien command ship loomed above us, a monolith of conquest, but no longer invincible. With every step, every heartbeat, we carried with us the hopes of our species, the dreams of our lost, and the unyielding determination that had carried us this far. As the battle raged below, we fought our way through to the device that would turn the tide of war in our favor. In that moment, standing at the precipice of victory or oblivion, I understood the true power of humanity. It was not in our technology or weapons, but in our spirit, our unwillingness to yield, and our capacity to stand together against the darkness. With a final act of defiance, we unleashed our countermeasure against the command ship, watching as chaos unfolded within its ranks. It was the beginning of the end for the alien invasion, the moment when Earth's children reclaimed their home, and as the command ship faltered, retreating into the void from whence it came, we knew that we had not just survived, we had triumphed. As the dawn of our final confrontation with the alien invaders broke, the air was thick with anticipation and the weight of the world rested heavily on our shoulders. We stood united, a coalition of Earth's bravest souls, armed with the knowledge of our enemy's fatal flaw, and a plan that was as daring as it was desperate. Our spirits were bolstered by the thought that today we could finally turn the tides and reclaim our planet. The battle commenced with the sky ablaze, illuminated by the barrage of human resistance and the desperate counterattacks of the alien forces. I found myself at the heart of the maelstrom, orchestrating the deployment of our newly developed jammers, the linchpin of our strategy. Each successful disruption of the aliens' communications was met with cheers from our ranks, a chorus of hope amid the cacophony of war. As the fight intensified, I dove headlong into the fray, driven by a resolve that bordered on recklessness. My every action was fueled by the memories of those we had lost, the dreams that had been dashed, and the unyielding desire to see Earth freed from the grip of our oppressors. It was in those moments, amid the chaos and the carnage, that I truly understood the depth of our resilience. We were not fighting merely to survive. We were fighting for the future of our species, for the right to exist on our terms in our home. The battle reached its crescendo as we launched our final assault on the alien command ship. With the jammers wreaking havoc on their systems, a small team of us breached the vessel. The ensuing struggle was brutal, a testament to the desperation of both sides. But as the command ship's core detonated, a brilliant light piercing the smog of war, we knew we had achieved the impossible. Humanity had triumphed. In the aftermath, as we stood amidst the ruins of our world, the cost of our victory lay bare for all to see. Cities reduced to ash, ecosystems ravaged, and countless lives lost. The sorrow was palpable, a shared grief that united us in mourning. Yet, amidst the sorrow, there was an undeniable sense of pride. We had faced annihilation and emerged victorious, not through sheer might, but through our ingenuity, unity, and indomitable spirit. The lessons of the conflict were many. We learned of the importance of vigilance, of the need to look beyond our differences and stand together in the face of existential threats. We learned of the strength that lies in diversity, in the merging of ideas and cultures to achieve a common goal. And perhaps most importantly, we learned that in the vast, unfathomable reaches of the cosmos, humanity could hold its own. As I reflect on the future, I am filled with hope. The invasion, while a dark chapter in our history, has opened our eyes to the possibilities that lie beyond our planet. We have earned the respect of the galaxy, not as victims, but as equals. Our place among the stars is now assured, not by the benevolence of extraterrestrial beings, but by our resilience, our courage, and our capacity to fight for what we believe in. In the end, the day the aliens regretted crossing paths with unyielding humans will be remembered not as the day we nearly lost everything, but as the day we came together to secure our future. It will be a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a beacon of hope for future generations. For in our darkest hour, we found the light within ourselves, and it was blindingly bright.